Honestly, the weather when we first got here was really
like
kind
a
of
sauna.
rough. Yes, absolutely.
Here in Qatar's capital, Doha, the Doha Institute for Graduate Studies prides itself for being a beacon of academic and higher education in the Middle East and North Africa. The Institute is a regional and global center for academic, ethnic, and national diversity, where professors, researchers, and students from different parts of the globe come together for the ultimate goal of enriching and adding to human knowledge. As such, in today's podcast of Sahaba Jadida, we sit with American student and DI Arabic language enthusiast Elizabeth Hale to tell us more about her journey to and life before and indeed after joining the Doha Institute for Graduate Studies. Elizabeth, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
I think the first question on everyone's mind is, who is Elizabeth Hale? And can you tell us a little bit about your academic and personal background?
Sure, I'd be happy to. So I am currently a doctoral student at the University of California, Santa Barbara. I focus on religious studies, specifically religious experience, but I've been interested in the Arabic language for a long time. I got the opportunity to start learning it at a relatively young age. I was in 8th grade, so 13 when I started. Took it all throughout high school, and then once I got into college, I kept learning Arabic, and I traveled to Jordan twice for Arabic language programs, and then continued my studies in graduate school. So it's something that I've done for a long time, and I've always really loved learning Arabic. It's been sort of a through line in my life. So when I got the opportunity to come to Doha and keep studying here at the Doha Institute, of course, I took the chance to do so.
Like, why Doha Institute? Like, what specifically drew you into or attracted you into studying in the Doha Institute? And when did you exactly decide to apply? Like, this is where I want to go and this is when I want to go.
Yes. So I was looking for some sort of program that would allow me to live in an Arab country and absorb Arabic, through living a daily life with Arab speakers. The Zamala program here caught my eye because it's not only Arabic language classes, but also we get the opportunity to take an actual, class here at the Institute as an auditor. So which I've never had the chance to actually do graduate school in an Arab country with native Arabic speakers. So I was very excited with that. And also living here in Doha in Qatar, like I said, I've been to Jordan. I have experience with Jordanian culture, but I didn't really know much about Khaliji culture, and I wanted to learn more about that as well. So when I heard about the program through my university, I decided to apply.
So coming to Qatar is not really your first experience abroad.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And how did your family and friends react?
So my family is very, very open-minded. My mom was a Spanish professor. She has lived abroad, lived in Argentina. So she was very excited. My dad was also excited. Everybody was excited for me. Some other people, well-traveled or open-minded were definitely confused about why I would come to Qatar. But I'm excited to have the opportunity to, come back and share my story with them and maybe help them understand a little bit more about what life is like here, what the people are like here.
Did they have any red lines or warnings? Don't do this, don't do that.
Yes. I would say a lot of people were not excited by the fact that I was coming here, but I think it's just because they don't really understand. As you know, in the US, we don't have the best reputation of knowing a lot about other cultures. So I think they're thinking of stereotypes.
So that's the reason why they were hesitant in accepting you going to Qatar. And did they have the same reaction when you went to Jordan?
That's a good question. To be honest, it was almost 10 years ago that I went to Jordan, so I don't fully remember, but I would say there was, a little bit of concern for sure. And I think too, coming here, there had recently been the the Iranian strikes on Al Udeid Air Base here. So that was on people's minds as well. Like, is Qatar safe? Is this a good time to go? But, luckily, alhamdulillah, everything has been fine. And
thank Jesus.
Thanks, Jesus. Yeah. We need an equivalent phrase in English for.
So you went to Jordan and now you're in Qatar.
Yes.
When you look at these two different academic environments than the one in the US, like, what stands out the most?
I don't want to say rut because it's a strong word, but there is a sort of consistency of the types of ideas that are put forward in academic environments and a sort of like set of values that academics are expected to adhere to that do tend, at least in my experience, to have more of a liberal bias or be on the left-wing end of the political spectrum as it relates to American politics. And so coming here, obviously the way that political values play out is just a different environment. They play out in different ways. You don't have the same sort of like allegiances, affiliations that people like Americans do have for American politics. So I feel like it's just a different, people are more open-minded here. And of course, like the Doha Institute environment facilitates that because you have people coming from all over the Arab world, all over the world in general. There's a lot of international students. There's just like a huge amount of diversity. And you do get a lot of diversity in American universities, but not to the same extent that you have here at Doha Institute, just, the demographic makeup of the students. So I would say it's just, I've been exposed to a lot of different ways of thinking, sort of thinking outside of the box in a lot of different ways. And it's been really neat. It's very cool.
It's been a positive experience in your eyes.
Absolutely.
All right. As it is the case with every experience, there are pros and cons. There are upsides and downsides. So have you faced any challenges either here or in Jordan before, like both academically and in terms of personal life?
I would say the academic challenges have all been sort of welcome because I think an important part of an academic environment is being challenged, but also being given the resources to overcome those challenges and to learn from them, to surmount them. That's like maybe the whole point of classes and assignments and all of that. So yes, the classes have definitely been challenging here, but in such a good way. And I mean, my ability to comprehend Arabic, particularly academic Arabic, is so much better than it was when I came here, even though I've only been here for 3 months. Like, I think the challenges in an academic setting are, I love it. It's a good thing for sure. Yeah. In terms of personal life, of course, it's hard to be away from family and friends and to adapt to a different environment and a different culture. Honestly, the weather when we first got here was really
like
kind
a
of
sauna.
rough. Yes, absolutely. The heat, the humidity. I'm not used to humidity, but I think everybody was kind of suffering together. Yeah. So we, builds camaraderie.
Well, I mean, you are, if I might say, an Arabic enthusiast. And how would you from 1 to 10, your level in Arabic?
Oh, God, I don't... Not as high as I want it to be, for sure. Yeah, I think it's really humbling to think about the fact I have been learning Arabic for 20 years and I am not that good at it. I think because it's been off and on, like I'm not always in classes. And also, of course, every time I leave the Arab world, it just sort of drains out of my brain a little bit. But I try to focus on what I can do. So I can read academic texts and understand the gist of them. I can, grasp a lot of what happens. And my spoken Arabic is a lot. I'm a lot better at comprehension too than I was when I first got here.
Well, at least back in the US, you lacked Arabic speaking environment. So would that be a fair reason?
For sure.
But I don't see you giving up anytime soon. There must be a reason behind that.
I think because I haven't done it for so long, it's something that's been kind of feels like a foundation of my life at this point. And it's also something that's opened a lot of doors for me, personally and professionally. It's been, I think, something that has served me really well. I think I got into my graduate program that I'm in, which is very competitive, because I have this Arabic language ability and I can help TA for Arabic language classes that. They pretty much told me that. So that's, it's a really it's a helpful skill. It's an unusual skill to have. There are not that many Americans who speak Arabic. It's still seen as like this weird thing to some extent, which is unfortunate. And I wish that wasn't the case. And I wish more Americans would learn Arabic and invest in this language and this people and the culture. So inshallah that happens. But yeah, I think it's been an overwhelmingly positive thing in my life. So
Good.
Of course, why would I stop?
Do you have any like specific preference towards any of the Arabic dialects?
Obviously, Shami has a special place in my heart because
Okay.
I've been, I lived in Jordan for a while. I lived with 2 host families. So like I feel very close with the people there. And I would say it's still the easiest for me to understand and to produce myself.
Okay.
But I have been spending a lot of time with people from other places. So I've gotten better at like Egyptian dialect, for instance. I've been hanging out with Egyptian people. So now I feel like I understand that better. And as I understand it, I get more fond of it, right? Like I feel like I'm building more of a connection. So yeah, maybe.
What's the most difficult one?
Oh my gosh. I hear it's Moroccan Arabic, but I haven't heard that much Moroccan
thank
Arabic.
God. Thought you were going to say Algerian.
I hear that one is hard too, but I don't know. I don't know. They're all pretty. If somebody's speaking it really fast, they're all equally hard.
When you speak Arabic, do you speak standard Arabic like Fusha, or do you switch between dialect and Fusha?
I think that I do mostly dialect, but probably use Fusha as well at some point.
So you code switch between the two?
Yeah, it's a good question.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
You're still with us here in the Doha Institute. We're going to lose you when you leave us next Saturday, unfortunately. Can you think of any memorable story or moment that you had here in the Doha Institute since you came here?
Yeah, the first thing that comes to mind is when everybody was outside of the academic building releasing like green and white balloons. And I don't know exactly what that was for, why that happened, but it was really nice to like come out of class and there's just a bunch of people releasing balloons. I think just in general, like class with the other members of the Zamala program, we've like built, a good sort of group ethos, and it's been good to spend time with them. I feel like I've had a lot of funny experiences with the cats on campus. I'm really
the cat club.
Gonna miss them.
Yeah.
Yes, the cat club, coordinating things with people and getting food on the cat plates and such. I think the general vibe of the institute is wonderful because you get to know people quickly, you get to know a lot of people quickly, and then you run into them all the time, which is not something I'm used to on my campus, which is massive and everybody is very siloed. Like you sort of have your space and you stay in it and you don't really...
Like a solitary environment.
Not necessarily, but like every department is like its own sort of...
lobby group.
Maybe. Its own like little bubble, I guess. And so I don't know anyone who studies any of the STEM fields at my university because the STEM side of campus is one side and then the humanities side is a different side. But here I know people from all over the different programs, and yeah, it's just very intermixed and very social, which I've enjoyed a lot.
Okay. Looking ahead, what do you what's next for Elizabeth Hale?
Well, I leave, in like a week and a half, which makes me very sad. I've had a very good time here. And I'll go back home. I will finish my doctoral program, God willing, and then look for jobs, maybe as a teacher. My sort of goal, my dream is to become an Arabic teacher in the US to help other students
nice.
Learn Arabic and to make it more widespread as well in like middle schools, high schools, so students start earlier, have more chance to learn because it is kind of a hard language, and
I understand.
Spread more understanding about Arab culture and Arab people because y'all are pretty cool.
Well, I did not expect that. Thank you, Liz. Thank you so much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, with that, with our esteemed guest here, with our lovely guest, we come to the end of our podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching, and see you next episode.